What's up, nerds? How's it going? How's it going? Okay, something a little different on my channel. Am I allowed to have other hobbies? Yes. Okay, if you're here for TRON Ares, or TRON, period, you came to the right place. I'm a giant nerd. I know. Okay. Just a little context before I get into this, I guess, review. I don't even know if it's a review. I don't know what this is. I'm just talking about TRON Ares. I've been a TRON fan for very long. That doesn't sound right. For a long time. I first discovered TRON when I was very young in 3rd grade. I'm not going to say what year that was because I don't want to date myself. But it was a long time ago, and I loved it. Continued to watch it when everybody else fucking hated it. Then, eventually, everybody loved it. 2010 rolls around. TRON Legacy is released. I loved it. Head over heels, I saw it way too many times in the movie theater. Everybody hated it. Everyone. The majority, I should say. Because of that hate, Disney didn't move forward with a sequel tied directly to TRON Legacy. And then, the one person that I am heavily critical of picks up the project, and it was the last person I expected to do it, and the last person I wanted to pick up the project. Jared fucking Leto. Actor / musician. I used to be a 30 Seconds to Mars fan when I was younger. The music morphed into something that was very strange. Then he became Hollywood's Jesus, and I checked out. Okay. I saw TRON Ares on the Thursday of release week, which in this case it was last week, and I loved it. Most people hated it. A lot of YouTubers hated it, and they had very strong opinions about it, which is totally fine. Now, I am probably looking at this through the lens of a TRON nerd, and I am, but it's okay. Everybody has their own opinions, which is awesome. I was going to make a video the day I saw it or the day after, but I figured, you know what? It's the honeymoon phase. Let's give it a couple days or, what have you, and then we'll film a video. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm out of the honeymoon phase. I saw it again yesterday. So that just shows you that I liked the movie. I liked it. Personally, I love Nin or 9 Inch Nails. Not a huge 9 Inch Nails fan, but I do like their music. And I was in love with the TRON Legacy soundtrack made by Daft Punk and the reconfigured remixes where I discovered a bunch of artists, and I just love music. Honestly, at the hype of it, after I saw it, I was like, oh, that was better than Daft Punk. Then a couple days later, I was like, okay, I need to pump the brakes a little bit. It's good. The music's great. Trent Reznor does a phenomenal job. He's won a bunch of awards for a lot of his scores, which is cool. It was great. Even some of the songs within the soundtrack, they have like some, I guess you could say, chords that are vaguely similar to TRON Legacy. In It is one of them, and of course one of the main tracks in my eyes, and not to everybody but to me, Shadow Over Me, had a lot of resemblance to certain tracks from the TRON Legacy soundtrack. Okay, and more context, this is coming from someone that was overly critical of Jared Leto, overly critical of a lot of things Disney, because it feels like they're just phoning it in. I don't know, the IPs are growing to be stale. I am also a comic nerd. I love comics, and I don't know, there is a fatigue for myself. I'm not speaking for anyone else. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. And that IP, as well as Star Wars, there's like hand-picked movies for myself. So obviously I was a little worried when I found out that Jared Leto was heading this project, and then I found out he was going to be the main character. Of course, he picked up the project, so why wouldn't he star in that? Oh, yeah, okay. For the first time in a while, anything that Disney's coming out with, this is the first movie where I was entertained. For a very long time, a lot like a bunch of YouTubers and critics alike, been critical of movies and like worrying about shit like character development and the story and if it makes sense. Then I started realizing, okay, I should just worry about the entertainment factor. I'm not a critic. I don't work in Hollywood. Like, who gives a fuck? Do I want better movies for myself? Yeah, sure. Certain movies, but not everything is going to be a Martin Scorsese movie. That's just not going to, no. Especially when it comes to Tron. So I've seen many comments, reviews, YouTube reviews of people complaining about the story and the continuity from Legacy into this one. In my head, it makes sense to me only because it's a brand new project and we're focusing on the Dillinger side of the Tron universe. Now, if you paid close attention, they did reference Sam Flynn in the movie as well as Cora. This is going to be a spoiler heavy video, just so that you know. Okay, and yes, it's a lazy way to do it, but they are kind of setting it up where those characters could come back. It's not like they don't exist within this movie, therefore written out of the universe. So don't get too crazy over that. Now, let's tackle the story part. Everybody that knows Tron and understands Tron and is a fan of Tron, you don't come to Tron expecting crazy character development or a plot twist or some shit. You come to Tron movies for entertainment, right? Flashing lights, cool aesthetic, some 3D animation, and action. There's action in this. And don't forget all the nerdy stuff with all the computer references and everything behind it. People had problems with Greta Lee's Eve Kim. I think she was serviceable to the movie. It wasn't too crazy. Usually what we get, some kind of crazy overpowered character. You know, I'm sure a lot of people expected this. I expected it, that she was going to come in this and beat up everybody. And she's like miraculous. Dude, she didn't know how to ride a light cycle. She couldn't fight Athena. There was a lot of things that she couldn't do, but the one thing she could do is use her mind. She's a nerd. It kind of echoed a little bit with Sam Flynn. Sam Flynn showed up in the grid and he wasn't the greatest at pretty much anything. I feel like people need to pump the brakes a little bit. I don't understand what Tron really is. You're not going to get, like I said, crazy character development, a crazy story, or a plot twist, or anything like that. And it's, at the end of the day, I was like that for a long time, like how I outlined. And you start to think to yourself, at what point are you just going to enjoy a movie out of pure entertainment opposed to sitting there and nitpicking the shit out of the movie? Like, if you're some critic, like, do you want to be at the end of your days and you're just, I reviewed all of these movies and no one gave a shit about it, no one read it, but I gave my opinion. Dude, just enjoy movies. If the movie sucks because it just flat out sucks, great. I feel like because Jared Leto was at the top of the bill, people were already going in, I like myself as well, with an opinion already before experiencing it. I think a lot of people held on to that into the end and probably still do. If you base your movie experiences on Rotten Tomatoes, shame on you. We all know that Rotten Tomatoes is in the back pocket of a lot of people, or I should say studios, when they're trying to push certain movies. Generally speaking, when I look at Rotten Tomatoes, the part that I only care about is moviegoer side, the user side, not the critic side. There's like an ulterior motive there. There's always an agenda. So whatever. I kind of touched on this a little earlier, where people hated the first Tron, people hated Tron Legacy, and a lot of people don't like Tron Ares. It happened over a span of time where people were like, now I like this after 10 years. It's like a 10-year mark. People are like, this was great for its time. It was ahead of its time. I'm not sure if that's going to happen with Tron Ares, but I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it does. And I want to touch on this part. The one dude that I was pensive on because I was overly critical of him, still am, but I was genuinely surprised. Jared Leto actually didn't get on my nerves. It's sad that that's the bar for Jared Leto. If he doesn't get on my nerves, he did okay. He did good. It didn't have any Morbius vibes. He kind of used his robotic tone and monotone for Ares that he had in Blade Runner 2049 with that character, and it worked for me at least. This is biased review. I mean, I'm a Tron nerd, but it's everything I'm saying is I'm just being honest with it. All right, and the things I didn't like. Yeah, I may have liked the movie, but there are certain things that were like, oh, okay. Most of this was about the Dillinger Company and its grid, but how are you going to have a Tron movie without Tron? I mean, you could have referenced him, could have brought him back, something, anything of Tron at all. I didn't mean him and Ares needed to be like best buddies and drive off into the sunset together, nothing like that, but something about Tron. Okay, we got teased with Tron and Tron Legacy. He was Rensler at first, and then he became Tron again at the end when his programming came back and he realized he fights for the users. But we didn't get any of that. We got zero Tron in TRON Ares. Now, there are some subtle callbacks to original characters like Dumont. I didn't catch anything about Ram. Like I said, no Tron, no Alan. That was kind of upsetting to me. That was a huge miss in my eyes. They could have done something with that. But anyway, overall, I loved the movie. I saw it a second time. I'm honestly contemplating watching it a third time. I want an Ares identity disc. I have Tron Legacy identity disc here. I want those too. But that's it. I just wanted to touch on that. I'm not going to be doing this often. I just love talking about nerd shit. That's all it is. So that's all I have for you guys. I don't know how to end this Tron talk. I guess it's Tron talk, I guess. That's all I have for you. So catch you later, nerds.